actually gives you the motivation to raise up to the society and say, come on, we as a human being with special ability, we can still stand up like normal human beings, and we can even be stronger than you. What actually motivates you?
What actually motivated me was that self-confidence in me.
Oh.
I built it up myself.
Okay.
I motivated myself.
Okay.
And what made me motivate myself was there was somebody else at the back of me who also tapped on my shoulders so that I'll be motivated when I was breaking down. As you see, I was a normal person before I became OKU.
Okay.
And so, of course, we all know as a human being, when we had been normal and all of a sudden we become a OKU, things will dash our mind, and we'll think this is the end of the world. But to me, I woke up earlier. I woke up earlier to build the confidence, the strength into me, and later I was motivated by an angel, and in the form of a human being, and I also started motivating myself and became more independent.
I see. Now, let's just give you a brief background about Vasanthi, right? She's like she mentioned, right? She had everything in the world, but of course, after an incident, she actually lost a limb, and of course also visually. How are you visually, Vasanthi?
I'm visually blind.
Oh, visually blind. See, and that does not stop her from doing what she is doing right now on your TV screens. She has actually learned to use the computer, right? Before that, you do not have any knowledge about computers?
I do have, yes. I was on a high peak of my career, where we were on the IT. And when I lost my limb 3 years ago, everything was just blank to me. And I was away from the IT world. And this gymnasium program was introduced to me about 6 or 7 months ago by one friend of mine, Dadin Sandra from Banda Sunway Rotary Club. She motivated me to learn this program, and it is she who I said motivated me. And of course, and also behind all this motivation were my children, especially my daughter G. And this program became very helpful for me after that. And as you see, Mr. Raj is one of the staffs of Gymnasium Group.
Okay.
Okay. So, Mr. Raj, in this circumstance, what do you come into the picture as in assisting people like Vasanthi in terms of knowledge and capability in their survival?
Exactly.
Lifestyle?
She did mention about the program, right?
Yeah. Before that, just let me give you a brief background about the company. It started was set up in 2004 by Mr. Thomas Ng, a corporate captain with 25 years in the corporate industry, in the corporate world. It started off initially, or it still is actually, an e-learning business. All right, carrying global brands such as eCornell, an online learning program from Cornell University, an Ivy League university in the States. From 2009 onwards, we started creating our own programs. Namely Epic Online, English Proficiency in Conversation, a live one-on-one English online learning program, and as well as Mandarin e-learning, right, called Mandarin e-Speak. This still forms the core of Gymnasium's business, and we do serve prominent clients both here locally and also abroad. Both academic institutions as well as corporate institutions. All right. Also, later on, we've introduced a product called Able Online.
Okay.
All right. It's a online remote IT support services manned fully by PWDs, persons with disabilities, and a program called iRead. Falls under this Able Online umbrella, where we actually train the visually impaired in screen reader training.
In
Screen reader.
screen reader.
Right. That's how Ms. Vasanti operates the PC.
Okay.
Right. So as a company, we always believed that it's or rather the focus has been to provide gainful employment for persons with disabilities and also marginalized communities. All right, we believe that by using or rather we believe in focusing on someone's abilities rather than disabilities.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, and what we do is we complement that with the powers of today's technology. All right, be it speech recognition software or screen reader software that Madam Vasanti uses, and that enables the person to be able to compete or operate in the global market. All right, serve in the global market, and by operating in this virtual space, we basically eliminate whatever barriers or perceived barriers that one might typically associate with persons with disability. All right, and mainly in terms of their productivity. So what we do by giving this training, we empower them, and so there we go.
I see. Thank you, Raj. Now, Vasanti, right?
Yes.
Many out there who are already with disabilities, or even those who have not been with disabilities just yet, they'll think, wow, if I lose my leg, if I lose my eyesight, that's the end of the world, So they will get really, really down, really, really depressed,
Yes.
and they might not even get out of that hole, But
Yeah.
were you in that hole, or were you just immediately after your upon your disability, you're already out there?
Okay, the first place after I lost my feet, I was very down for about 3 weeks.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
only
I
3
remember
weeks.
that. Okay.
And after that, I started telling myself, well, this is not the end of the world. I can still wear my prosthesis and continue back with my career, as my career was still waiting for me.
Exactly.
But after a year, I started losing my sight slowly, gradually. And my doctors were telling me that through surgeries it can be corrected because I had bleeding behind the retinas. And 2 surgeries were done on my left eye, but I totally lost the sight of it. My surgeries failed. And gradually the other side of my eyes, the right side, was also lost. That was 2 years ago. And after I lost my eyesight, I thought, well, my world has crushed, my dreams, my hopes, everything is crushed.
Yeah, normal.
Yes.
Everybody would.
I had a certain dream projects in my mind, I couldn't fulfill them anymore. But I started to rise up again, and I told myself, well, if I am going to be down so much, not doing anything, sitting here, not knowing what is happening in the world. I didn't know, because I can't read, I can't see anything. And I'm actually a grandma of 5 grandchildren. Well, I told myself, if I am like this, what about my grandchildren? I have to be a motivator to my grandchildren.
A role model.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I want to be a role model to my grandchildren. Even if I'm no more, I will just leave a name behind, right? So that my grandchildren can remember, wow, my grandma was a role model for us. They can be also motivated in many ways. And at the same time, what I would like to say is, there are many women out there who are also, some of them also have disabilities, who don't know what to do. They just sit and cry over there.
Okay. And Vasanti, so what is your motivation to them as a word of encouragement to all of them?
What I would like to tell to all of them out there is, don't sit and cry. Wake up.
Right.
Think of a way, find a way to motivate yourself, do something to be more independent. Once you're independent, you can just walk through life
Right.
with a lot of things, as what I've done now. With the help of my angel, my children, and the gymnasium group, I am back to my world again, to my IT world, to my friends, and I know what is happening out there. I'm back to my emails, my messages, my Facebook, and everything that I missed.
Okay.
All right.
And I've also been offered a job by the Genevsteam Group as well.
Oh, yes.
Okay, that's the greatest thing about Genevsteam Group. I've been offered a job with them where I have to go for some trainings before I could fully go into the job. And I'm always thankful to Genevsteam and the Bandar Sunway Rotary Club for showing me this way. And I hope many out there who would like to come into the limelight of life, you can always contact us.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Vasanthi.
Thank you.
Wake
It's our
up
pleasure. It's my
and be
pleasure.
strong. That is what she wanted to tell every one of you there, you know.
The
Wake up.
4 wise words. Don't
Yeah.
sit and cry.
Yeah.
Wake up. 6.
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
6.
Never
Yeah.
cry. We are in the 21st century.
Yeah, man. All right. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Vasanthi.
Thank
and
you.
thank you so
It's
much,
my
Mr. Raj,
pleasure.
for having
Yes,
both of
thank
you in
you.
the studio today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, all right, folks, there you have it, right? Inspired women, that's what they are. And she's not alone. There's a whole big group of them out there who are like that. So, those of you who are still in that hope.
Yeah, true. In that transition, you know, it is so important for you to wake up and be strong
Exactly.
and be like Vasanthi.
Yes.
As a role model.
So, do we have a small segment, right? My star job tips, right? Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe.
Not yet. Oh, we have ample time. Go on, okay? Yeah. So coming up next, you know, we have many things ready up for you along the week, you know, and